We have a responsibility for the natural world. We are the most powerful species of animal that has evolved on this planet. We are so powerful that we can destroy any part of it, and what is more, we have done. Well, now we've got to recognize that we are actually custodians of this natural world, and we have a moral responsibility for looking after the other creatures which live in this world.
An awful lot of people don't understand animals. They've never learned. They haven't been exposed to animals in the way they should be. I truly believe that when we share our lives with whatever kind of animal it is, it makes us understand people better and ourselves better.
As a child, I always had a love of animals, and I think it was the same for Jim. Jim always had unusual pets as a kid.
I've always been involved in conservation from a very young age and always wanted to make a difference.
And not long after we were married, Jim actually got that wish. The Tenkiller is an endangered tree kangaroo that only lives in a small area of Papua New Guinea in the Torricelli mountain ranges.
Tree kangaroos are just kangaroos that live in the treetops of tropical rainforests. Now that sounds incredible, but kangaroos are very adaptable creatures. Those tree kangaroos that live in the rainforest act much like monkeys. I mean, they do the same sort of jobs. They eat leaves, they eat fruit and so forth in the canopy of the rainforest. When I started working in Papua New Guinea in the early 1980s, we discovered really that hunting was the big threat to these animals. The Tenkiller was down to just 100 individuals or less, and I thought maybe it would last a few more years, maybe not.
The posting came up with a small conservation group called the Tenkiller Conservation Alliance, or TCA. At that stage, we knew nothing about Papua New Guinea. Nothing at all. All I thought was that if you wanted to get eaten by people, go to Papua New Guinea. So there was a simple bush hut waiting for us in Lumi, a steamy place rife with malaria, snakes and spiders. We'd have to climb mountains and try and convince people not to hunt tree kangaroos, and they'd been hunting them for thousands of years. So when Jim says, "Do you want to go?" I was like, sure, I'll go, darling. When we realised how big the challenge was and how long we would have to be here for, we decided to start a family. So our son Taji was born 3 years after starting work in Lumi, and he's grown up with the local kids and he calls Papua New Guinea his home.
It was not new to see a couple, husband and wife, live in this kind of condition. But to actually see them walk the trail, walk the villages and live in villages, it was something new to them, and they come to a lot of respect.
One of our first ventures in changing people's attitudes was to put on a puppet show. And this featured a very lovable, warm, fuzzy Tenkiller character called Timmy. And we had other characters in the play as well. So we planned to turn hunters into animal lovers and eventually into animal farmers. So after that, we started safe rabbit breeding and fish farming programs as an alternative to hunting animals in the wild.
People that live amongst the rainforest are very much in tune with their environment, that's obvious. But we've realised education is really key here. People can't make informed decisions without knowing the full consequences of their actions. Most people haven't an education past grade 5. There's still no newspapers or television, and not many people have a working radio. So it's difficult to get any real perspective of the outside world. Their only perspective is what's happening immediately around them in their community. With the help of aid money, we built a classroom and accommodation, so we can now train our local officers. And that helps them to educate people in their own village.
I was so delighted to hear about the education that Jim and Jean are doing, because that is the key to the future. That's the plan we have to make.
If people can start realizing that the forest is much more important for them and the future generation.
I'm no longer just teaching people about the environmental awareness. I'm trying to teach people how they can develop the skills that they need to become independent, to pull themselves out of poverty, to have the skills and the strength and the courage to actually do what they really want to do. To me, that's what this program is all about.
I have learned more about myself. Who am I? And what am I going to do?
The way that TCA have slowly built up a presence, slowly built up a rapport with the community really has helped. We've come in with asking them to do a lot more on the hygiene and health side of things, which is something that they've not really been involved in. They were traditionally set up as a conservation organisation, and they've managed to broaden their own knowledge to take on the responsibility of training up the communities in health and hygiene.
This water program not only is helping improve the livelihoods of women especially, but it's also providing clean drinking water and providing water that's close by so they can wash their hands after they go to the toilet and before they eat.
One of the proudest things in my life is that not just starting Australian Geographic, but I started the Australian Geographic Awards. And Jim and Jean last year won the Conservationist of the Year, and which is a prestigious award. It's valued by everyone. Now, they won it because of what they've done.
This award is extremely special to us because it's the first award we've achieved together. And it really has given both Jean and I a huge boost to continue our work in saving the Torricelli Mountains, working with the people. We work with 50 villages at the moment. We're now being heard by the Papua New Guinea government. They would like us now to expand the program to include another 200 villages, so from 10,000 people to effectively 40,000 people. And this will hopefully mean we'll be able to protect at least 180,000 hectares of mid-montane tropical rainforest.
We are dependent on the natural world for every bite of food we take. We are dependent on it for every lungful of air. We are, in short, part of the natural world. And if you damage the natural world, you damage humanity in the end.
I believe that what Jim and Jean are doing is absolutely the only way to go if we care about preserving the forest and the animals in it. Unless we can have the local people as our partners, then we can't hope to conserve any other animals living in the forest.
We also want to improve farming practices so as the population grows, they have enough food and they won't destroy the habitat. We want to introduce more basic services that will improve the health and lifestyle of the people.
Like na tingting plong ole mosen. Big pla workload through house. Lo kapa timba provide them sawmill na provide them own timba long place. Straight. Okay, arin to electrification. Long lighting system. Okay, last beddings.
If we can do this, I believe that people will maintain a good quality of life, the trees will remain there for everybody, and all the animals get to keep their homes. And they're now labelling the Tenkiller as their gold medal. Their gold medal, and they want to keep it shining. That has been said to us from the villagers.
Jim and Jean have changed a small part of the world with their dedication and changed the fate of species and people, for that matter. And the local people can see that they're giving their life to this cause and to this community. And that brings about huge respect. I mean, and the benefits the Thomases have brought to that community are massive.
Nami just imagine this 9 things shifted 1 day go inside village pai all money karem soldiers plongol. Mibla ina na believe mo sa olina positive mo kata this 9 thing 1 day I go inside the village mibla. So some problem mibla scale mi go now sa make mibla cry. Some only sing na amamas na only proud. Mibla fit mibla can karem this 9 things I go inside the village mibla.
Gives one great hope, really, that people can do what they have done, and to have brought such a change in such an area as rural PNG is really remarkable.
You know, it's not about the end result. It's all been about the journey, and the journey for us is we've learnt so much from the people of Papua New Guinea, their traditions, their cultures. It's just been a real privilege to actually be permitted and to be there.